several conversations
There's a
about
conversation with you
with Harry.
about how dark your baby is going to be?
Potentially, and what that would mean or look like.
Meghan Markle is no stranger to controversy, but this time the stakes are higher than ever. After a shocking public statement from MI6 regarding an intense investigation into Lilibet's true identity, Meghan has finally broken her silence. What exactly did British intelligence uncover? Could there be hidden details about the royal child that the world was never supposed to know? As whispers of conspiracy swirl and the palace remains eerily quiet, Meghan's confession has only added more fuel to the fire. Stay tuned as we dive deep into this jaw-dropping royal scandal, the Lilibet-Diana mystery. From the very moment Meghan Markle and Prince Harry announced the birth of their daughter, something felt off. Unlike their firstborn, Archie, whose arrival was met with the usual royal fanfare, official documentation, celebratory photos, and warm palace statements.
Yes, I'm very excited to announce that Meghan and myself had a baby boy early this morning, a very healthy boy.
Lilibet Diana's birth was shrouded in secrecy. There were no images of beaming parents standing proudly on the hospital steps. No immediate confirmation from Buckingham Palace, not even a glimpse of the newborn for the eager public. Instead, the announcement came through Meghan and Harry's Archewell Foundation, stating that Lilibet had been born on June 4, 2021, at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital in California. At first, royal watchers accepted the news at face value, but as the days turned into weeks and then months, the silence surrounding Lilibet became more deafening. The British royal family is known for its traditions, and historically, royal births have been major public events. The absence of the usual royal protocols triggered an avalanche of questions. Why was this birth handled so differently? Was there something Meghan and Harry weren't telling the world? Could Lilibet have been born on a different date at a different location? Or even more shockingly, was she born at all? Then came the first real clue that something wasn't quite right. Royal birth certificates have always been made accessible to the public. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis all had their documents readily available for scrutiny. But in Lilibet's case, her birth certificate remained mysteriously out of reach for months. When it was finally uncovered, it raised even more eyebrows. Meghan had listed herself as Rachel Meghan Markle, her legal name, but notably omitted her royal title, Duchess of Sussex. This was a stark contrast to Archie's birth certificate, where she had proudly used her full royal designation. To outsiders, this might seem like a trivial detail, but royal protocol is steeped in meaning. Every title and every official document carries significance. Why would Meghan suddenly break from tradition in such an unusual way? Was it a symbolic act of detachment from the royal family? Or was it a subtle but crucial clue that something far more complex was unfolding behind closed doors? And then there was the biggest mystery of all, Lilibet herself. Despite being one of the most famous babies in the world, she was nowhere to be seen. No official royal photos, no public appearances, no glimpses of her in the arms of her parents. Even Queen Elizabeth, the great-grandmother after whom Lilibet was supposedly named, never released an image of herself with the child. This was a glaring anomaly. The Queen had been photographed with nearly all her great-grandchildren, including Archie. Why was Lilibet an exception? What was being hidden? Fast forward to today, and the mystery has taken a dramatic, almost cinematic turn. According to a newly surfaced intelligence report, MI6 has been secretly investigating Lilibet Diana's identity. The reason? An influx of anonymous tips from within royal circles suggested that the world had been misled on an unimaginable scale. These sources claimed that Lilibet's identity had been fabricated, and that Meghan and Harry had gone to extraordinary lengths to cover it up. What MI6 allegedly uncovered is nothing short of explosive. Investigators reportedly found no verifiable hospital records confirming Lilibet's birth at Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital. While the hospital itself has refused to comment, sources claim there is no trace of Meghan Markle giving birth there. On June 4, 2021, if these claims hold any truth, the implications are staggering. Where then was Lilibet born? Or was she born at all? And if she wasn't, what exactly are Meghan and Harry hiding? The secrecy surrounding her birth, her christening, and even her lack of public appearances has only fueled deeper speculation. Could this be the greatest royal deception of our time? Royal fans and skeptics have questioned the secrecy surrounding Lilibet Diana's birth for years, but now, with MI6 stepping in, the mystery has only deepened. What exactly is being concealed? And more importantly, why? The answer may be more shocking than anyone ever imagined. Stay tuned, because what you're about to uncover next will challenge everything you thought you knew about Lilibet Diana's existence. The Lilibet Diana conspiracy. MI6 investigation uncovers the royal secret. From the moment Meghan Markle and Prince Harry welcomed their daughter, Lilibet Diana, speculation ran wild. Whispers of secrecy, inconsistencies, and unanswered questions surrounded her birth, fueling theories that the truth might not be as simple as the Sussexes claimed. For years, rumors persisted that Meghan had used a surrogate for both of her pregnancies, but kept it hidden due to strict royal protocols. But now, an alleged MI6 report has surfaced with an even more astonishing claim. Lilibet may not be genetically related to Meghan or Harry at all. Surrogacy, on its own, is not a scandalous act. However, if the royal couple had falsified official records to maintain an illusion, it would be a serious breach of legal and royal standards. The monarchy operates on transparency, lineage, and heritage. Any deviation from the truth could shake its very foundation. Could this be the real reason behind the layers of secrecy that have surrounded Lilibet from the start? But here's where things take an even stranger turn. In today's digital age, where artificial intelligence and deep-fake technology can manipulate images with astonishing accuracy, some intelligence sources believe that the few existing photos of Lilibet may not be entirely authentic. Photo analysts have scrutinized the images released by Meghan and Harry, pointing out odd inconsistencies in lighting, facial expressions, and depth perception. Could it be possible that the world has been deceived by AI-generated photos of a child who doesn't exist? As shocking as it sounds, it wouldn't be the first time technology was used to craft a carefully controlled narrative. Celebrities, political figures, and even governments have been caught altering images and videos to shape public perception. If these allegations are true, it would mean that the royal family and the public have been drawn into a deception of unprecedented scale. One of the most unsettling aspects of this mystery came with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. Despite being named after her great-grandmother, Lilibet Diana never had a publicly confirmed in-person meeting with the late monarch. Meghan and Harry have claimed that the Queen saw their daughter via video calls, but Buckingham Palace never validated these claims. Royal insiders suggest that Queen Elizabeth may have had her doubts about Lilibet's identity. If MI6 had uncovered evidence of a cover-up, is it possible that the information was shared with the Queen before her death? And if so, did her silence on the matter speak louder than words? Was she trying to avoid a public confrontation, or was she waiting for the truth to reveal itself in time? Now, with King Charles III leading the monarchy, a pressing question looms. Will he finally expose the truth? If MI6's investigation is real, the potential fallout could be catastrophic. Would the royal family break their silence and address the growing speculation? Could Meghan and Harry face legal consequences if they were found to have falsified records? And, most importantly, who is Lilibet Diana, really? For now, Buckingham Palace remains tight-lipped, while the world watches and waits. One thing is certain, this royal mystery is far from over. But behind the secrets, behind the deception, there's another story that might hold the key to it all. Before the birth of Lilibet, before the explosive revelations, Prince Harry had already been battling a storm of scandals that shaped his frustrations. But what exactly from his past pushed him to defy royal traditions so drastically? And could those past controversies be the missing puzzle piece to this entire mystery? Stay with us as we uncover the hidden truths behind Prince Harry's most controversial moments. Prince Harry's darkest dilemma. The British royal family has always been a symbol of tradition, duty, and prestige. But behind the glittering facade of royal ceremonies and carefully crafted public images lies a history filled with secrets, scandals, and untold truths. For generations, whispers of deception have echoed through the palace halls, their weight passed down from one monarch to the next. Now, as Prince Harry finds himself at the center of a storm of speculation, the ghosts of his family's past seem closer than ever. Late at night, Harry sat alone in his dimly lit study, the soft glow of the lamp casting long shadows across the room. Surrounding him were relics of his royal heritage, portraits of past monarchs, letters, and documents that detailed a lineage both celebrated and deeply troubled. But no matter how grand the setting, he could not shake the unsettling feeling that he was being watched. Was it paranoia? Or was the past finally catching up to him? The burden of his family's legacy weighed heavily upon him. The scandals that had plagued the House of Windsor were not just stories. They were wounds that shaped the very foundation of the monarchy. His mother, Princess Diana, had often spoken of the royal family's turbulent past, recounting tales of power struggles, betrayals, and carefully hidden indiscretions.
A newly married couple, so obviously we had those pressures too, and we had the media who were completely fascinated by everything we did.
She had once confided in him that the crown was not just a symbol of rule, but a shackle that bound its wearer to a life of scrutiny and sacrifice. As Harry delved into historical accounts, he became increasingly disturbed by what he uncovered. His great-great-grandfather, King Edward VIII, had been forced to abdicate the throne for choosing love over duty, leaving a stain on the monarchy that would never fully fade. King Edward VII, before him, was notorious for his numerous affairs, with many suspecting that he had fathered illegitimate children whose existence was quietly erased from the public record. Even his great-grandfather, King George VI, had been surrounded by whispers of hidden scandals that the palace worked tirelessly to suppress. But the deeper Harry went, the more he began to wonder. Was his own lineage simply the latest chapter in this never-ending saga of deception? The rumors surrounding his parentage had circulated for years, with some questioning whether he was truly the son of King Charles III, or if another figure lurked in the shadows of his past. Was he just another product of the monarchy's long tradition of secrecy, a carefully managed image, rather than a true heir to the Windsor bloodline? The weight of these revelations pressed down on him like a suffocating force. Each uncovered secret seemed to lead to another, as though he were unraveling a tapestry of deception that had been woven over centuries. He knew that confronting these truths would come at a price. The royal family had long been skilled at controlling narratives, ensuring that only what was deemed acceptable reached the public. Any challenge to the carefully curated image of the monarchy was met with resistance, often at great personal cost. And yet Harry felt an unshakable pull toward the truth. He was no longer a child bound by royal expectations. He was a man with a voice, a man determined to uncover the reality behind the whispers that had followed him his entire life. But as he sat there, lost in thought, a chilling sensation ran down his spine. Was he truly alone? Or was someone, or something, lurking in the shadows, ensuring that certain secrets remained buried. Historically, the royal family has been no stranger to speculation about illegitimate heirs. King Charles II's countless mistresses gave rise to rumors of hidden children, while King Edward VII's reputation for indulgence fueled similar claims. The Windsor family has always been skilled at suppressing uncomfortable truths, ensuring that the public sees only what they want them to see. But could it be that for the first time in history, one of their own was prepared to expose the cracks in the foundation? Some believe that the royal family is cursed, destined to be haunted by scandals and tragedies that refuse to fade with time. From the shocking abdication of King Edward VIII to the heartbreaking loss of Princess Diana, the monarchy has endured crises that have reshaped not only the individuals within it, but also the institution itself. Each revelation, each controversy left scars that ran deeper than the public could ever know. As Harry delved further into this labyrinth of secrets, he began to question his own place in the monarchy's grand design. Was he merely a pawn in a centuries-old game of power and deception? Or was he destined for something greater, something that could redefine what it meant to be royal in the modern world? The search for answers forced him to confront the reality of his existence. Was he simply another Windsor trapped in a cycle of illusion? Or did he have the power to forge a new path? The relentless pursuit of truth brought him face to face with questions that few dared to ask. Was his identity truly his own, or had it been carefully crafted by forces beyond his control? Had the monarchy prioritized its image over the genuine connection of its members, leading to a deep and painful divide within the family itself? As he stood at this crossroads, Harry realized that the struggle between duty and personal freedom was more pronounced than ever. The expectations placed upon him by both the royal institution and the public created a suffocating pressure, forcing him to make an impossible choice. Should he conform to the narrative that had been written for him, or should he defy tradition and carve out a destiny of his own? His mother had fought for her independence, challenging the very fabric of royal life in her quest to be more than just a symbol. Could he do the same, or was he bound to repeat the mistakes of those who came before him? Harry also recognized that the world was changing. The rise of social media and the relentless flow of information meant that the monarchy could no longer hide behind tradition. The once unshakable walls of royal secrecy were beginning to crack, allowing the truth to seep through. This power shift gave him an opportunity, one that previous royals had never had. He could either submit to the weight of history or use his influence to redefine what it meant to be a Windsor in the 21st century. As he pieced together the fragments of his family's past, the full scope of the conspiracy began to take shape. And with it came an even greater realization: this wasn't just about him. The implications of what he had discovered stretched far beyond his own identity. If the monarchy had truly built itself upon generations of deception, what would that mean for its future? More importantly, this brings us to the DNA test. Would the results finally put the rumors to rest, or would they reveal a truth so explosive that it could shake the monarchy to its core? Stay with us, because what comes next might just change royal history forever. The royal cover-up, lies, leaks, and a shocking DNA revelation. Sometimes, the truth is stranger than fiction. As whispers of an alleged MI6 investigation spread like wildfire, Buckingham Palace chose to remain eerily silent. No statements, no clarifications, and most importantly, no new images or videos of Lilibet Diana to dispel the mounting speculation. But why? If these claims were truly baseless, wouldn't the simplest solution be to release undeniable proof of her existence? Instead, their silence only deepened the mystery, fueling a public frenzy that refused to die down. Social media erupted. Royalists were outraged, calling the entire controversy an insult to the dignity of the monarchy. Sussex supporters fired back, accusing MI6 of fabricating evidence to smear Harry and Meghan. Conspiracy theorists dug deeper, pointing out past inconsistencies in Lilibet's photos and public mentions. But as the speculation reached a fever pitch, even mainstream journalists, who typically avoided such sensationalism, began questioning the strange handling of Lilibet's identity. Was this just another PR blunder by Harry and Meghan? Or was something far more sinister lurking beneath the surface? Then, just when it seemed like the situation couldn't spiral further, a game-changing revelation shook the narrative to its core. A high-ranking insider leaked information about a private DNA test allegedly conducted in secret. The shocking result? It didn't match. If true, this meant Lilibet Diana was not genetically related to both Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Instantly, the surrogacy theory gained new traction. Had Meghan secretly used a surrogate, as long rumored, but chosen to hide it due to royal protocols? Or was the truth even more disturbing? Was the child presented as Lilibet not the same baby at all? Was a different child being used in staged photographs, carefully controlled to maintain the illusion? The implications were staggering. The biggest question remained: who had ordered the DNA test? Was it King Charles III, privately seeking the truth about his granddaughter? A suspicious royal relative who had noticed inconsistencies? Or had MI6 itself taken matters into its own hands as part of their classified investigation? The possibilities were endless, each more unsettling than the last. Despite the explosive nature of these allegations, mainstream media outlets reacted in a baffling way. Rather than seizing the story, pro-royal publications dismissed it outright as a wild conspiracy theory. Meanwhile, US-based media giants like Netflix and Oprah's camp chose to steer clear altogether, likely to avoid damaging Meghan and Harry's public image. Yet, independent journalists and royal insiders weren't so easily deterred. They continued to dissect the case, exposing contradictions and unexplained gaps in Lilibet's story. The growing divide between the media and the truth seekers only fueled more speculation. Was the press deliberately ignoring something explosive? Or were these just unfounded rumors spiraling out of control? And if MI6 did possess undeniable proof, would they ever reveal it to the world? Or would the truth be buried forever? That's where the true implications of the conspiracy come into play. Stay tuned. Royal ruin, the scandal that could destroy everything. If the MI6 findings turn out to be true, the royal family could be thrust into one of the most explosive scandals in history. The repercussions would be staggering, sending shockwaves through the monarchy, the media, and the public. Harry and Meghan's carefully constructed image would crumble overnight. Every accusation they've ever made against the royal family would be re-evaluated, and their credibility shattered beyond repair. The world that once championed them as victims of royal mistreatment might now see them in an entirely different light. Their financial empire, built on multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix, Spotify, and book publishers, would be at risk of total collapse. These platforms banked on their authenticity. But if deception is uncovered, trust could evaporate in an instant. The companies that once courted them may cut ties to protect their reputations, leaving Harry and Meghan isolated and financially vulnerable. Meanwhile, the monarchy would be plunged into crisis. If Lilibet was falsely presented as a biological royal, King Charles III would be forced into a difficult decision. Would he strip her of her title? Would the royal family permanently distance themselves from Harry and Meghan? A move like that would send a clear message, but it could also deepen the already existing rift, making reconciliation nearly impossible. And then there's the legal minefield. And if birth records were manipulated, Authorities in both the US and the UK could step in. Immigration fraud, citizenship deception, and falsification of official documents could bring severe consequences. Could Meghan and Harry face lawsuits? Could they even be investigated for criminal activity? These aren't just wild speculations. If the allegations hold weight, legal ramifications could be unavoidable. Yet, amid these swirling accusations, Harry and Meghan have remained noticeably silent on the MI6 probe. Instead of directly addressing the claims, their team has strategically shifted the public's focus, releasing updates on their upcoming projects and stirring conversations about unrelated royal controversies. Some believe they're simply hoping the scandal will fade with time. Others suspect they're crafting a sophisticated damage control strategy, possibly even preparing to discredit MI6 itself, claiming the entire investigation is a baseless attack. But if the allegations are false, why not present undeniable proof and put the matter to rest? If this is merely a conspiracy, why aren't they challenging it with stronger evidence? The world is watching, and every moment of silence only fuels further speculation. The truth will surface, one way or another. With mounting public pressure and MI6 involved, the question remains, how long can this mystery remain buried? At what point does the delicate game of damage control collapse under the weight of undeniable proof? If the truth is as shocking as some suspect, then one thing is certain: the fallout will be devastating. But once the damage is done, how do you even begin to repair it? And when trust is broken on a global scale, is there even a way back? What do you think about the silence of Harry and Meghan? We would like to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.